forget the day we met.
Good evening, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you all for your messages. You are wondering if I have got ill, as I haven't been doing any recordings for a few days. But it's actually so that we have been chopping wood. It has been the most beautiful weather in Sweden, warm and sunny. So we have tried to chop up all wood we need for the winter to come. So I have been outside, and in my spare minutes I have been coloring some more papers with coffee, and done some small things. So I have actually done a few things on the topper. I have sewn on these pieces of wood that we glued on the last time. I have also put on some beads sewn on them, so it gets a little shiny, and done some French knots and some embroidery on this green part. And then I have done this flip with this photo frame, so you can flip it up. I have sewn it with some embroidery thread, so and backed it with some linen that is a bit eco-dyed, so you can flip it up like that. I didn't want to cover all this up, so I thought, why not do a flip so you can see what's under it. And then I have just put on a piece of seam binding and some cheesecloth to cover it all up. So this will go on my journal like this on the front, so you will be able to take it off when you don't want to have it with you or on top of the journal cover. So that was the cover, or the topper. So I hope you got some inspiration and want to do something similar. It's fun with that little frame, and if you want, you can do it with a removable picture, so you can change it and have something else in it. I wanted to glue mine down, so I'm not going to change the picture. I'm going to use it as it is. I love this little nature scene. I'm a piece of a nature lady, so these wood pieces is picked on special places where I have been during my vacations and stuff like that, so that's always fun to have memories to your things. So we are going to continue on the inside of this cover. We have a few pages left to decorate. So I have another digital kit from Cheryl Francis Art, and it was these papers with some can show you the other one, different kind of papers, and also with some feathers on. They are really beautiful. I will link her shop below. I just fell in love with all her digits. So now she have this rustic feel on the paper too, so I'm going to use one of the feathered one, and also one rustic one. And I have just torn out a piece of the original paper and put in a piece of my old papers with 1800 text on it, this Gothic style. And I also did the same on this one, and then I sewed around this little piece with some embroidery thread, and then I put one of my curled feathers on top of the feather that is on the paper. So I did this last night. I glued it, and now I'm going to do a through stitches with my embroidery thread to keep this in place, and then we are going to do a pocket from this. I also put down one of my small antique labels. So if you want to see what I'm doing, please keep me company. So this is just a thin embroidery thread, and I'm going to just do some stitches to keep the feather in place. Nothing fancy at all. So I'm just taking my poke tool and just making some stitches along the middle of the feather. Mostly because it's decorative and fun to do something different with it. I hope you all have had a nice weekend. We had 3 days extra off on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. So we got 5 days free from work. So we have chopped wood and sawn wood and put it in stacks to dry. And when you are outside in this heat that you isn't used to, it has been so cold here in Sweden, and suddenly it became summer. I just said to a friend that we don't have springs in Sweden anymore. We have winter, and then suddenly it's summer. And it turned green on all lawns in just kind of a few days. So if we get any rain now, I guess it's everything that will bloom and it will feel like summer. So sometimes it isn't any time for crafting. These ones I did during night time when I couldn't sleep, and I have my aching body, and this is my therapy when I can't sleep and have some aching body parts. Then crafting is my thing, so that's why I didn't record it. I needed to be quiet during the night, so I just snuck downstairs and just did some crafting. So sorry if you didn't get anything recorded, but it wasn't any rocket science, so I think you can do that anyway. So now we have sewn down the feather. And I'm thinking, should we have something more? Maybe a little cluster or something. Just saw this leaf. Could that be fun to have? Some roses. Maybe just these ones. I think I can steal this part. From the roses. I think this could be fun. A little bit different. Bit of a textile decoration down there. This is the kind of art that I love to do myself. Different kind of textures. This background is probably some kind of acrylic paint or something like that. And then the feather, and on the other piece there are strings. And then she have kind of done a photo from it and made digitals. So I fell in love totally when I saw these papers. I really love this feeling that you almost can touch it and feel the layering, and you get this extra layer on it. Love, love, love. Perfect, Cheryl. I love your work. Maybe a few stitches around this. Just so it looks like I haven't glued it. Instead it will be sewn down. Just do a little knot on the back. So for those of you that have spring, how far is it? Have you got any flowers yet? I'm still waiting for the first flowers so I can do some eco dyeing. I'm eager to start now, so I'm waiting for the lilacs. Those get so nice prints. And lingonberries, of course, but those leaves I use all year around. But I need to have something with it, so it's not so fun to do just lingonberries. So soon enough I will be outside and gathering leaves and flowers again. Like that. Just a little something. something extra. Like that. Perfect. So let's move over to the next one. On this one I have just made this part and then put some cheesecloth on the back, so we can get kind of a rough feeling. So I'm going to just rip a bit of the threads off, so we get a more rough and nature looking cheesecloth around it. And it's eco-dyed cheesecloth, so it got its different colors on it. When I do my papers or my textiles, I often just throw some of the cheesecloth in the same bath. So then I have cheesecloth with the same colors as the papers. So I think I will do a bit of embroidery around this one too. I like this feeling of that the paper is sewn onto something like that. Should we do it the same way we did this one, or should we do it? I think we will sew around this time. So let's take a piece of embroidery thread. Try to, if I can get this sorted out. Sometimes it's so easy and sometimes everything just makes a big knot when you try to take these threads apart. Now the exciting part of threading the needle. Yeah! First try. So I will do this around all of the paper piece. And you can see I have glued it under the cheesecloth. And I speed this up so you won't see me sew all this in real time, then you will be totally bored. So I will speed it up and then I will talk to you in a little while when this is all sewn together. Like that. I think I will do some French knots too on some of these pieces where we have all these small dots. One, two, three, four, five, I think will be nice to have. I like the texture with the French knots. You can touch it. I always like when journals are tactile. You shouldn't just see in a journal, you should feel it too. Feel the laces, feel the structure. Feel that someone has actually put their time and effort to make it. You can of course embroider something else. Pictures or letters or flowers or something, but I like the simplicity of this. Actually. So let's do one more. So. And a little knot. I think I want to do something on these pieces of string that's on the picture. So I think I will try to find some strings and just wrap them around like this so we get it kind of tactile. It's almost like we had done it perfect. So let's do something beside this, so you can both see this and this string. And maybe one the other side, the other way. So let's take this little glue bottle. Should we have it under it or over it? I think we go over it. I don't think we need to do any knots on the back. Just gluing it down, holding it for a few seconds. And then I think I want to have one this way. That edge, I think. So let's look in our little can while this is drying. We can find some pieces that are suitable for some collage. This one is nice, could go nicely with that. Here we have an eco-dyed piece of embroidered cotton. Tattered lace maybe. Love that rustic feeling. Some little piece of lace. Too big. Something like that, and then darken it a little bit with some distress ink. Wanted to blend in with the color of the paper. Doing the same with this piece of tattered lace. I want the pieces to blend in, but still have this tactile feeling. So you can feel the lace, but not make it take over and be the first thing you see. I'm not sure, it was a bit funny in the color. So I'm not sure. Maybe if we try just the round pieces. That's better. So some kind of text or label on it. Should we maybe have another piece of that? These old labels that I have. I don't think we can put in anything blue in this, or actually maybe it could be nice up in the corner. Let's be some bit wild and crazy and glue down this. Oops, not on the French embroidered knots. Yes, why not? I like that blue little piece. And then let's go for a label. I'm leaving this little greenish edge that is on it as original. Where should this go? There, I think. That one was too thick. I want a thinner one to write something with. 005. I love this thin markers or pens that you can write very thin with. So should we see if we can put it in the journal? These back to the jar. So I think it will be back here somewhere. We have a few pages left. Maybe all the way back. Here we have some brownish. I think I want it on the page that is down here. I'm just going to cut off the cheesecloth on the inside so it won't be bulky when we put it down. Need to get it all the way in so it will fit the page. It's still a bit too big. That's not good. Why is this smaller than the other one? Okay, let's go there. It's a bit bigger on that page. So should we have the pocket from up or from the side? I think we will go from the side. It's easier to put things in from the side. So let's glue around the edges using bookbinding glue as always. Then I know that it will stay in place even if it's textile paper or some threads. It's perfect for journal making as it's a bit elastic. That worked perfectly. With just this little cheesecloth peeking out. And then we have the pocket from the side. It will of course be some laces hanging down from these later on, so there will be more. Should we put the other one further this way? This page maybe. I think I will do the same. I leave this side open. It's so much easier to put things in. Maybe even just glue on two sides. So we have a super big top spot. That. Now it's starting to be a bit thick. That's nice. Really like this. I actually think I want to glue the top piece too. It became a bit heavy when you do so much decoration on them, so I think it's easier if they are glued down on three sides. So what do you think? Do we like this? Yes, we do. Like it very much. So this little piece of cheesecloth laying around. I think I want to glue it down as a little extra tactile piece. I think it could fit up there. Just a bit. Messed up and glued down. just kind of throwing it down. So page number 1, and then we have page number 2 in the back. I really like this strings. You can feel the texture of the page. So I think this is it for today. I will give you some close-ups with photos in the end of the recording. So I will try to do kind of a recording a day this week. Now when my wood is almost done, I have some more times to do some fun things and play. So maybe we can do some eco dyeing this week. Hopefully the flowers is blooming by the end of the week. So I hope so. If not, we can always do something else. Thank you for watching and keeping out for me and sending me messages. I love to interact with you all and hear your stories. See you soon again, and please, if you like this, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already a subscriber, I would appreciate that. That will make my channel grow and get my work a bit more easy. See you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.